If you have diabetes and you're over 60, there is a silent process happening inside your body right now that most people never discover until it's too late to reverse. Your kidneys. Two fist-sized organs sitting quietly in your lower back are under constant attack from elevated blood sugar, day after day, meal after meal. And the terrifying truth is that by the time you feel it, by the time there are symptoms you can actually notice, up to 90% of your kidney function may already be gone. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly how diabetes destroys kidney tissue in seniors over 60. You'll know the 5 warning signs that your kidneys are in danger right now. And you'll have a clear, practical action plan to protect yourself starting today. This is not information you can afford to wait on. So stay with me, because what I'm about to share could add years, genuinely healthy, independent years to your life. Let's begin with a number that needs to sink in. According to the American Diabetes Association's Standards of Care in Diabetes, published in 2026, chronic kidney disease affects between 20 and 40% of all people with diabetes. That is not a small risk. That is 1 in 3 diabetics. For seniors over 60, the numbers are even more alarming. Research published in Frontiers in Endocrinology confirms that diabetic nephropathy, the medical term for kidney damage caused by diabetes, is the single leading cause of end-stage kidney disease in the United States and most developed nations around the world. And a landmark 2025 Global Burden of Disease study projected that diabetic kidney disease cases will continue rising sharply through 2050, driven largely by aging populations with uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. This is not a future problem. This is happening right now to millions of seniors who are managing their blood sugar but have no idea what is quietly happening to their kidneys at the same time. So let's talk about what is actually happening inside your kidneys when diabetes is not well controlled, because understanding this process is what makes the warning signs make sense. Your kidneys contain millions of tiny filtering units called glomeruli. These microscopic structures are responsible for cleaning your blood, filtering out waste, toxins, and excess fluid, while keeping the proteins and nutrients your body needs. When blood sugar is chronically elevated, it damages the blood vessels that feed these tiny filters. The walls of the glomeruli thicken, scar tissue forms. The filters become leaky, allowing proteins to escape into the urine that should be staying in the blood. Over time, those filters stop working entirely. And once kidney tissue is destroyed, it does not regenerate. The damage is permanent. Ultra-realistic 3D medical visualization of a healthy glomerulus inside the kidney, bright blue and white color palette, blood flowing smoothly through tiny capillaries, waste particles being filtered out and separated, clean fluid passing through while proteins are retained, soft glowing light, calm and organized motion, cinematic depth of field, 8K, scientific documentary style, 16.9. This is why early detection is everything when it comes to diabetic kidney disease in seniors over 60. The window to slow or halt this process is real, but it closes progressively with every year that the damage continues undetected. Here is what makes this so particularly dangerous for seniors. As we age, kidney function naturally declines even without diabetes. By the time most people reach their late 60s or 70s, their kidneys are already operating at reduced capacity compared to their younger years. When you add the constant damage of uncontrolled blood sugar on top of that natural decline, the progression toward kidney failure can accelerate dramatically. Research from the Canadian Journal of Diabetes, published in 2025, confirms that seniors with type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure, a combination that is extremely common, face significantly faster kidney function decline than younger patients with the same conditions. The kidneys of a 65-year-old diabetic are fighting a battle on 2 fronts simultaneously. And most of them are fighting it silently, without any symptoms at all, until the damage reaches a critical threshold. Are you still with me? Because now I want to walk you through the 5 warning signs that your kidneys may already be under serious strain. Signs that every senior with diabetes needs to know, and that too many people dismiss as something else entirely until it is far too late to act. The first warning sign is swelling in your feet, ankles, or legs. When the kidneys are damaged and unable to filter fluid efficiently, that fluid accumulates in the body's tissues, particularly in the lower extremities where gravity pulls it down. This swelling, called edema, can be mild at first, a little puffiness around the ankles by the end of the day, shoes that feel tighter than they used to. Many seniors attribute this to standing too long, to the heat, to their age. But persistent or worsening swelling in the feet and ankles, particularly when it doesn't improve overnight with rest, is one of the earliest signs that the kidneys are struggling to manage fluid balance. If you press your thumb into the swollen area and the indentation holds for several seconds, this is called pitting edema, and it warrants an immediate conversation with your doctor, along with a kidney function test. The second warning sign is changes in urination, and this is one that people find uncomfortable to talk about, which is exactly why it gets ignored for so long. When kidney damage is occurring, you may notice that you are urinating more frequently than usual. particularly at night. A condition called Nocturia that is extremely common in diabetic seniors. Or you may notice that your urine looks foamy or frothy. This foam is not nothing. It is protein, specifically albumin, that is leaking out of damaged kidney filters and appearing in the urine. According to the American Diabetes Association's 2026 Standards of Care, the presence of albumin in the urine, called albuminuria, is one of the earliest and most reliable indicators of diabetic kidney disease. A urine albumin to creatinine ratio test, a simple, inexpensive test your doctor can order, can detect this protein leakage years before kidney function begins to seriously decline. If you have never had this test, ask for it at your next appointment. It could be the most important test result you receive this year. The third warning sign is persistent fatigue and weakness that feels different from ordinary tiredness. When the kidneys are damaged, they lose the ability to filter waste products from the blood effectively. Toxins and metabolic byproducts that should be leaving the body begin to accumulate, a condition called uremia. One of the most common and debilitating effects of this buildup is a deep, pervasive fatigue that does not respond to rest or sleep. Seniors describe it as feeling heavy, foggy, and completely drained, a level of exhaustion that makes even simple daily tasks feel overwhelming. Damaged kidneys also produce less of a hormone called erythropoietin, which signals the bone marrow to produce red blood cells. Lower red blood cell production leads to anemia, which amplifies fatigue, causes shortness of breath, and contributes to that pale, washed-out appearance that many people with advancing kidney disease develop. If you or someone you love over 60 with diabetes is experiencing fatigue that feels qualitatively different, heavier, more persistent, and unrelieved by sleep, this is a symptom that deserves urgent medical evaluation, not dismissal. Now stay with me, because the fourth warning sign is one that virtually no one connects to kidney disease, and it costs seniors precious months of early intervention time every single year. The research is clear on what protects kidneys in diabetic seniors most effectively. The ADVANCE trial demonstrated that reducing A1C levels below 5% was associated with a 21% reduction in kidney damage risk and a 30% reduction in protein leakage into the urine. This means that every improvement in blood sugar control is directly protecting your kidneys. Blood pressure control is equally critical. The target for diabetic seniors with kidney involvement is generally below 130 over 80 millimeters of mercury, according to current guidelines. Among certain medications, specifically a class called SGLT2 inhibitors, which includes empagliflozin and canagliflozin, have been shown in major clinical trials to reduce the risk of kidney function decline by 32 to 44% in people with diabetic kidney disease. If you have diabetes and have not discussed these medications with your doctor in the context of kidney protection, that conversation is overdue. Beyond medication, the lifestyle factors that protect kidney function in seniors with diabetes are well established. Staying well hydrated, primarily with water, helps the kidneys flush waste efficiently. Reducing sodium intake lowers blood pressure and reduces the fluid retention that strains damaged kidney filters. Limiting protein intake to moderate levels, not eliminating it, but not consuming excessive amounts, reduces the workload on damaged glomeruli. And regular physical activity, even gentle walking for 20 to 30 minutes most days, has been shown to improve both blood sugar control and blood pressure, the two primary drivers of kidney damage in diabetic seniors. Most importantly, and I cannot emphasize this enough, if you have diabetes and are over 60, you need annual screening for kidney disease as an absolute minimum. According to the American Diabetes Association's 2026 Standards of Care, people with type 2 diabetes should have their eGFR and urine albumin to creatinine ratio tested at diagnosis and every year thereafter. If your eGFR is below 60, indicating that your kidneys are functioning at less than 60% of normal capacity, testing should increase to every 3 to 6 months. These are not optional check-ins. They are the early warning system that gives you the ability to act before damage becomes irreversible. Has your doctor tested your kidney function recently? Do you know your eGFR number? Drop a comment below and let me know, because the more seniors who start asking these questions, the more lives we protect. And if this video gave you information that genuinely surprised you, please share it with someone you love who has diabetes. The warning signs we talked about today, the swelling, the foamy urine, the fatigue, the metallic taste, the blood pressure that won't come down, these are things people live with for years without understanding what they mean. Your share could be the thing that changes that for someone in your family. Subscribe if you haven't already, because every week we bring you the most important evidence-based health information for seniors over 60 who want to protect their health, their independence, and the years ahead of them. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not intended as medical advice. Always consult your doctor or qualified healthcare professional before making any changes to your diet, medication, or health routine.